Okay, this is completely unrelated to anything else I'm going to say in this video, but how great does Winnie the Pooh look in this Suff's Broadway baseball cap? I need to take it back, but like, look at that! He's such a fan, honestly. Oh my god, hey! Would anyone like an update on my first ever live show? So right now I am enjoying a restful weekend after getting back from New York, after being on a cruise ship for 19 hours to see a show, after taking the train up to Manchester to go and see a show, reviews for all of which will be appearing on YouTube, on Instagram, wherever they're going to be in the coming weeks. But I also owe you a lot of news. Because just over a month ago, I announced that I was going to be performing and producing my first ever live show, MickeyJoTheatre Live, at the Phoenix Arts Club in London on May 26th of this year, which is this month, which is like 3 and a bit weeks away, which is slightly terrifying, but also exciting. A la Little Red Riding Hood in Into the Woods, I am excited and scared in equal measure. And I will say that not only like planning and putting this together creatively, but also largely solo producing it has opened my eyes to how stressful that world actually is. Like, I am but one person doing but one small show in a cute little cabaret venue with a couple of West End guests and an MD and a photographer and some merchandise, and even that is a lot. But over the last month, while I have been in New York, a lot of wheels have been in motion, and I now can tell you a lot of very exciting things. Before I do, if anyone missed my last update and has no idea what I'm talking about, I am going to be doing a live show in London on May 26th. That is a Sunday. It's going to be at 7:30 in the evening because I'm theatrical like that, and that's the only time that I understand. It's taking place at the Phoenix Arts Club, which is a cabaret space beneath the Phoenix Theatre in London, where Stranger Things: The First Shadow is currently playing. And this is going to be a 2-act evening with a pre-show meet and greet with special guests from the West End. I'm going to be chatting to them, asking questions, both thought-provoking and incredibly stupid, as I have a tendency to do. They're going to be performing. I'm going to be performing. I'll be performing with them. I will be highlighting some brand new musical theatre writing, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to be answering your questions from the audience. There's going to be a little bit of a musical theatre trivia game at the end. I'm very excited for everything that's going into this evening, and I hope that everyone enjoys. Now, if you like the sound of all of this, I am saddened but also very excited to say that tickets sold out within like the first week of going on sale, which is hugely exciting. Thank you so much to everyone who bought tickets. I cannot wait to see all of you there, familiar faces and new friends. However, I have a couple of very exciting updates to that I have been dying to tell you. So the first thing, headline news, the show is going to be simultaneously live streamed as it is being performed. And I am so excited about this because I know that so many of you here can't be in London, are watching these videos from other countries. In fact, more than 50% of you watching these videos are based in the US, my analytics tell me. So very excited that this is going to be a live stream option. Obviously, because of the time difference, this is going to be 7:30 for people based in the UK, but it's going to be a 2:30 Sunday matinee for people in the US. So a nice, fun, stagey afternoon for you all. Livestream tickets are available from the Phoenix Arts Club's website right now, which you can also get at the link in the description and the pinned comment of this video. They cost $10, which is obviously a lower price point than any of the in-person tickets, but is priced accordingly based on the idea that that could be one person watching, it could be 2 people watching together, it could be a household watching together. So that's kind of where that price is coming from, if that makes sense. I also think it's lower than a lot of the other theatrical live stream options that I've seen, and it felt like a reasonable price point to me. But as always, I'm very intrigued to hear what people think of this. Hopefully that sits in a nice affordable space. But please, if you are considering getting live stream tickets, if you're excited about this, please get them as soon as possible, because I am hoping to get a sense of how many people might want to get the live stream, to see if it's financially viable to do so ongoingly. I say ongoingly like I have any ongoing plans, and I really don't. This is for now a one-time event, but you know, it's helpful for me to be able to gauge how much interest is there for that as an option, because there's an additional cost to setting up all of the live stream stuff. I'm wearing a producer hat today, which has Suffs on it. Now, the other reason that this makes me very happy is that, disappointingly, despite my wishes as well as the wishes of the venue, the Phoenix Arts Club is not wheelchair accessible. It is underground. The only access is via 2 flights of stairs. This, unfortunately, despite recent major renovations of the Phoenix Theatre space and all of the surrounding areas, unfortunately, access has not been provided to the Phoenix Arts Club. And I know that people are disappointed about this. I am disappointed about this as well. The reality of how this has come about is that I was approached by this venue, and that the venue are being really kind and supportive in helping to nurture this. And for me, producing and putting this together for the first time, that's something that I really value. And I don't know that this would be happening at all in any kind of a venue if it wasn't for their enthusiastic support and help. So I'm happy to say that there is a live stream option which acts as a sort of an alternative to being able to be there in person for the people who are not able to. I know that it's not the same. I know that this is not equal provision, and I am saddened not to be able to offer that at this stage. I'm really receptive to hearing anything else, the ideas that people might have around this, because so many cabaret spaces in London, so many theatrical spaces in London are enduringly inaccessible. This is something that I still want to talk about here on my channel and have plans to talk about here on my channel, but I have to own up to the reality that this show that I am producing is happening in a space that also has that problem. So hopefully the streaming tickets go some of the way towards mitigating that. I know it's still not the same, and for that I am genuinely sorry. But I do also know that people watch these videos from around the world, and if you're from outside London, then this is just as much of a problem for you that I'm only doing a live show currently in the West End. So hopefully the streaming tickets, which are available in the description and at the link in the bio, will be helpful for multiple people. Like I said, if you have any interest in getting those, in watching the show live from wherever you are on May 26th, then please do make sure to grab those. Now, here is bullet point number 2. So I mentioned that the show was sold out, and that is true. However, somebody who bought a front row cabaret table has since got in touch with me to say that they will no longer be able to attend, and rather than getting the booking refunded, they would like for me to gift it onwards to someone else. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway competition for anyone who wants to attend. That ticket package also does come with a pre-show meet and greet, and I'm going to be doing that over on Instagram because that's just the easiest place for me to do that. So if you do want to be there in person, if you want to do the pre-show meet and greet, head over to my Instagram. Make sure you're following me on there, because within the next week or so, I'm going to be posting details about this ticket giveaway. Huge thanks, of course, to the kind individual who let me know about that booking and let me know that they would like for it to be given to someone else who doesn't have the opportunity to come at the moment. I just think that's really nice. But I'm talking a lot about this show and how you can get tickets to see this show, and I haven't really told you all of the details. So, would you like to know who the guests are? I am so excited about this because I am such a huge fan of both of these individuals. I mentioned before that they were the first people I had in mind. They were the first people I asked, and they both said yes. And that was just so delightful. I am so excited for myself and for you all that I'm going to be joined at this first ever live show by the huge talents that are Grace Mouat and Jacob Fowler. So if you've seen these two on stage before, there's a good chance you may also have seen them on stage together, because they have played opposite each other on multiple occasions: in Cinderella at the OHMYGOD in Manchester, recently off West End in Before After at Southwark Playhouse. But Jacob is also known as having played JD in Heathers at more performances than any other individual. He first understudied the role at the Other Palace, he then took over as the principal performer and then played the role on tour. Grace, meanwhile, was the first ever performer to understudy all 6 of the Queens in 6, which she did at the show's Edinburgh Fringe run the first time I saw it, and when I saw it there she was playing Catherine Parr, fun fact. But she played all 6 of those Queens that summer at the Edinburgh Fringe when the show was being performed in a big purple inflatable cow. She then toured with the show and subsequently became the first ever understudy and alternate Juliet in the musical And Juliet. She is about to be seen, in fact she's already started rehearsals to be Karen in the West End premiere of Mean Girls the musical, so when she comes to do this show, that'll be about to open in the West End, so we can ask her about Mean Girls and see how much of that she's actually allowed to tell us. They're going to be chatting about their careers and their lives as performers. They're going to be singing some songs. I have some requests of things that I'm going to try and coerce them into singing. Maybe I'll sing with one of them. All will be revealed when you come and see the show. But they are both phenomenal rising stars as well as brilliant friends of mine, and I am just so deeply honoured that they're doing this show. And while we're on the subject of guests, though they will not necessarily be on stage, my lovely stagey fiancé Aaron James will be there. He's sat over here, so I'm gesturing to him. You can say hello.
Hello.
There you go, he's over there. He's going to be in attendance, which is very exciting, and I will be looking to him for moral and emotional support throughout the whole thing, as well as my good friend Ellie Talks Theatre is also going to be there. She specifically requested that she work the merchandise desk. In fact, the conversation went, I guess I'm going to have to work the merchandise desk then. And I was like, I haven't asked you to do that. And she was like, fine, I'll work the merchandise desk. But she's been very helpful in helping give some feedback on the merchandise designs that I am working on, because she's got great merchandise. Go buy Ellie Talks Theatre's merchandise, everybody, and go subscribe to her on YouTube if you aren't already. But she'll be working the merch desk through wishes of her own. I have not obligated her to do this. But since we're on the subject, let's talk about merchandise. Now, this is the thing that is stressing me out the most, and it has not currently been ordered, which is why it's stressing me out. I've just got back from New York. There was so many things going on there that I was like, this is the first thing I need to sort when I get back. And so I'm not currently in a position to guarantee that there will be merchandise. It's also not the most important thing that obviously people are coming to see the show and for the meet and greet and to see the performances. But hopefully, fingers crossed, like we're still 3 weeks away, I'm hoping that there will be merchandise. And I'm going to show you some of the designs that I'm working on. One of them I've had for years, because this is my phone case. And I've had this so long that it's like super broken up here. But I've had this Oh My God Hey design for a really long time. And people keep telling me like I should have Oh My God Hey t-shirts. And so I think that's going to be the one. I think this would look cute on like mugs as well, and maybe a tote bag and phone cases but you've got the little comedy and tragedy theatre masks, but with the crying laughing emoji and with like a raised eyebrow. I just think it's cute. But I wanted a variety of different designs. You know I feel strongly about merchandise. And one that came to me recently was I thought it would be really cute and kind of funny if there was one that said, like they have on posters, 5 stars, MickeyJoTheatre. Now I inevitably am never on these posters because I'm not as important as the newspapers, which is fine, but I thought wouldn't that be fun to have on a t-shirt, so you could wear a t-shirt that says 5 stars, MickeyJoTheatre, like I have reviewed you as an exceptional human being. So I have this little design here. I don't know how I feel about the font. I may change it, but I just thought that was cute. Again, that would be great on a t-shirt, maybe a hat, maybe a tote bag, I don't know. There's a world of possibilities at this stage. And then I'm also toying with something a little bit more artsy, where this is a mock-up with a font, but I want to hand draw my own version of this, which is just like that. That's kind of similar to how I sign things. People got me to sign some stuff at Musical Con over the last few years, and that's kind of the same way that I write my signature with a little star underneath. And I just thought that would look cute. Pullovers, I love a pullover in merchandise, tote bags, notebooks. We're also going to do badges so that there's a whole range of different price points, but if there's any other merchandise items I haven't suggested, you're all creative people, you've got good ideas, comment down below with what you might like to see there, basically. So let's recap for myself and for you, what have I talked about? Streaming tickets, you can get those in the description. Front row ticket giveaway, stay tuned, that's going to be on Instagram. Guests, Grace Mouat, Jacob Fowler, how lucky are we? Merchandise, I'm working on it, imminently exciting things. So next up, because I talk about the industry a lot on here, I want to be quite candid with the financial realities of all of this, because in terms of the ticket proceeds, the venue are being really, really generous with the ticket split between myself and them. They're also being super generous in how much they are providing for this to go ahead, which is another reality of why it's possible for me to do this as a first-time event with this particular venue. Like, they have just been exceptional and enthusiastic and so supportive. Because of the capacity and because of the price point I wanted to keep the tickets at, and because I wanted to pay guests and photographer and my musical director, who is brilliant genius, I wanted to pay everyone what they would normally expect to be paid at this, and not just like an above industry standard, basically. The way that the budget looks for that is that everything breaks even, basically, because it's a small space, because tickets aren't hugely expensive. I didn't want to be the price of a West End show. The other thing that I've already budgeted for is a charity contribution, because it was really important to me that as soon as I did an event like this, that I would be able to support a specific charity. I mentioned this in the last video. I didn't tell you what it was because I have been connecting with the charity just to make sure that they were comfortable in me talking about it and why it was important to me, and so I'm going to tell you now. So I am really very honoured to be able to support the George Hatfield Theatrical Arts Foundation. I'm going to read about it from here, if that's okay, because I just want to make sure I get this completely right. This charity is George Hatfield's legacy. We strive to help young adults earn their place within the theatrical arts industry by issuing grants and funding where government help is unattainable for their professional training. These talented young adults will be supported in sharing their talents with the world. And the reason this matters so much to me is because this is named for and the legacy of a dear friend of mine named George Hatfield, with whom I performed Les Miserables as a youth edition back in 2016, I want to say. I think it was 2016. I was Jean Valjean, he was Javert. To this day, and throughout all of my amateur dramatic and youth theatre career, one of the most brilliant and generous performers that I've ever had the joy of being on stage with, but also just a genuinely wonderful, inspiring and talented human being. Oh my gosh, there's a picture of us on the website. I didn't even know about that. There we are. George was training to become an actor at SLP College in Leeds when he was diagnosed with an illness that he sadly passed away from a few years later after trying to balance his treatment and his training. Sadly, this was a few years ago, and ever since then I have been determined that whenever the opportunity arose for me to do some sort of an event, something bigger, that I would really love to work in conjunction with this charity that has been set up as his legacy, not only as a tribute to him and the brilliant performer and wonderful friend that he was, but also because of the ethos of what it supports in nurturing this next generation of talent and helping them to get started and to train like he was. I think that it's just brilliant. So I am deeply honoured to be able to support them in whatever way that I can. Like I said, there is not a vast amount of money to be made in intimate cabaret, but, and not to keep hammering on about this, obviously the venue is the size of the venue. When it comes to streaming tickets, I have no idea what the interest is going to be like in these or how many people are going to get streaming tickets. If you want to support that but you're not available on the day or in the afternoon, or you don't necessarily want to watch, which is also fine, but you want to be able to support for £10. Did I say $10 earlier?
Yes.
Why did I say $10? I've been in New York for too long. £10, 10 British pounds. There's not a vast difference. I'll have gone back and edited that by the time you're seeing that. I'm great at this, clearly. If you do want to support, but for whatever reason you're not able to watch, consider buying a streaming ticket and gifting it to someone who may not be able to afford one at this time. Or you could drop a comment down below to see if that applies to anyone here. I don't know, but I really want to be able to support this charity as much as we can, and so a portion of the proceeds of all of this, from merchandise, from ticket sales, from streaming sales, is going to go towards helping to support this charity and the fantastic work that they are doing. Also, I know you all and you're very supportive and encouraging in the comments, and before anyone says that I should get in touch with businesses about sponsorship and things, I'm working on it. And again, the more streaming sales that come in over this weekend, the more persuasive a case I can make about how beneficial corporate sponsorship might be. So I think that's everything that I need to tell you. In terms of the merchandise, that's going to be launched at this first live event, and that's going to be the first way that you can get it, but I'm hoping to subsequently make all of those same merchandise items available online, connected to my YouTube channel here. And though for now this is the only confirmed time that this will be happening, obviously if this goes very well, if this is successful, if it's financially viable, if I don't have a cardiac episode in between now and then or faint from terror while I'm doing the thing, then there might be the capacity to do this again. I say that with no promise and legitimately nothing planned at this stage, but that would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, I hope that everyone is looking forward to it. Everyone who has your in-person tickets, I cannot wait to meet you. I am so grateful to all of you already. I hope that everyone who was asking for streaming tickets sees this and is excited about it. Please share the news with anyone else who you know who watches my videos. I want to make sure that everyone knows that this is going to be live streamed, that this is happening, and I cannot wait for you all to see it. Thank you so much for all of the support, everyone, channel members, everyone who is watching these videos. It's been a huge help, and I am flabbergasted to be able to make a video like this and to be able to be doing a live show in London. I am so excited. I have nothing else to say. I'm just going around in circles. Thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below with all of your thoughts. I will be reading all the comments on this video. Any helpful suggestions, any ideas, please do let me know anything and everything that you are thinking about this. And I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. I did it. You did it. Yeah.
For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!